Been working on this deck for a little bit now, and there's two main reasons that I want to talk about when it comes to this deck. Two key points that I really want to sort of like show off and emphasize to sort of help you see that there are more possibilities as far as deck construction go in this game, and how much potential there can be in the future when we get more cards. I'm No02, thank you for watching this video. There's two reasons though that I made this deck, 2 points that I want to emphasize. Point 1, you don't need to play Mom or Doc to be a support character. You just don't. This will work as well. Now Hoffman is healing, providing heals for the team, and he is providing ammo on kills and things like that. It just works out, right? It just works out. Sure, we don't have that extra 20% healing efficiency, but it really doesn't matter. Those are very little things, right? All the characters are sort of, in a sense, naturally fit themselves into a role, but don't put yourself in a box. You're going to heal a crap ton with this deck, and you're going to have a lot of fun healing. Point number 2, though. At the same time that we don't need to put ourselves into a box because the characters have obvious strengths, one nice thing about this healer deck compared to other decks is our immediate flexibility as far as both providing healing power as well as killing power. Notice how far down we have double grenade pouch. If you've seen any of my deck videos, double grenade pouch is always number 2. But instead we have shoulder bag. That's because we're a support player. Right? So 1, we don't need to be Mom or Doc to be a support player. And 2, as far as Hoffman being a support character, we're going to cut a corner. He gets 2 grenades out the gate. He gets an extra offensive, an extra offensive accessory slot. He gets an extra grenade. So right out the gate, Hoffman has more killing power than what other typical support characters would have. He's more flexible in that regard, so we can both heal and blow things up now. Right, and that's the second point, is that we can use our character's strength to cut corners, as opposed to just doubling down on their strength already, right? People think of Hoffman as just like, oh yeah, the Hoffman grenade build. Of course. But the only difference between Hoffman doing a grenade build and the only difference between Hoffman doing a grenade build and somebody else doing a grenade build is that Hoffman gets to carry 1 more grenade. Who cares? It's not that big of a deal. 1 more grenade, you're going to commit a deck archetype literally to 1 character just because of his 1 thing. You're sort of just doubling down on the same concept. But we can diversify here. Hoffman is a potentially better support character because now he has an extra grenade. He can blow things up. He can carry more supplies than other support cans at the start, etc., 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 right? So we use Hoffman's extra grenade slot to cut a corner. Right? Now Hoffman has 100% more grenades than everyone else at the start. So we don't need double grenade pouch because he already has 2. Now be careful with your money. You can't necessarily afford 3 pain pills and 2 grenades, right? So you can economize how you like. You can sort of see if your teammates are carrying extra grenades or not. Chances are you probably want to buy 2 grenades and 1 pain pill, and then the chances of you finding pain pills and bandages later on is much greater than you finding grenades anyways. Right? But hazard pay shoulder bag because we're a support character. And so most likely we'll have 2 grenades, pain pills, and we'll find extra pills and bandages on the way. Lead of foot on blood tunnel. This is sort of part of the clutchy element of it all. You know me, I think every single deck should have at least 2 movement-based cards, whether it be stamina focused or movement speed focused. You should have at least 2, right? 3 I think is like optimal. 3 is like, heck yeah, you have all the tools you're ever going to need. 2, you're playing with your team. 2, you sort of have the choice to speed clutch. You're really, really good. Or if you're really close to the safe room, 2 you can pull it off, but 3 is critical. But we're support, so we're cutting the corner there. We're cutting the corner on speed. We're getting experienced EMT. Kind of, right? Still extra health. Rumor has it EMT is actually still recovering trauma, even though the patch notes said it didn't. So just keep in mind in the future, EMT might be officially and fully debugged, but as of the date that this video was released, it still is kind of bugged and it's still healing trauma. But the extra health, it's support, right? Trauma heal while it's still bugged, that's supporting. But what I love about experienced EMT is that it sort of falls into this category of mandatory PT now, because it gives the extra stamina and stamina regen. So even though we're, in theory, cutting out superior cardio, which is another card that I really like to recommend as a nice foundation for movement, we're replacing it with something that's a little more supportive, right? Giving our entire team extra stamina, extra health. We're supporting, right? And then we're getting that on Pain Train. Cross trainers. And this is nice for Pain Train because at the end of Pain Train you need to run over the sandbag trap or over the sand trap and into the final bit of the safe room, blah blah blah. Extra stamina will help your whole team to do that. Cross trainers now for the crossing, right? Cross trainers for the crossing. It makes sense. And now we have our 3 cards essentially that are going to help us and our team run across the bridge and onto the boat successfully with everyone alive. Medical professional, we're going to step our toe one more time into the healing, and etc. We're still sort of cutting corners, right? I know you support players like to support. I would actually recommend that you do double grenade pouch first, but either way it works. So if you want to be doubly supportive, healing professional is great. If you know how to use your grenades and when to use them and things like that, double grenade pouch is also fine as well. But essentially, you're healing the extra trauma. Don't worry about the extra life thing here, right? You might have a mom on your team, maybe you don't. Let's not freak out all the time because we need an extra life. Oh, we have medical professional, but no mom? Don't I need to run needs of the many? Don't worry about it. If your teammates suck, they're going to die anyways. This is just to take the edge off, right? There's no amount of trauma that you could ever heal over the course of a couple of missions for teammates who are garbage. It's just not going to happen. You can't out-heal bad teammates. So this is before taking the edge off, right? So again, this is a deck that I'm recommending you play in solo queue, but it's a little more team dependent, right? It's a little bit different than my solo clutch deck that I showed off for Act 1, where you that's like, I'm going to get sweaty nerd gamer and I'm going to beat Act 1 by myself if I have to. We're supporting the team. Medical professional, great way to support the team. Double grenade pouch now at this point, just to round out our grenades, whether it's flashbangs or pipe bombs or actual grenades or whatever. We're going to have all the slots in the world for it. One reason that I do sort of push back the grenade pouches is the economy. We have shoulder bag and we have medical professional at some point, so like buying a bunch of medkits and buying a bunch of grenades, it's just going to be hard to afford all of that. So either way, like, we have to get one or the other. So just keep that in mind, that money's going to be tight. And we already have a bunch of potential as far as healing goes, because at this point you could be running medkits anyways with EMT. You don't need to run pain pills. Grenades, though, are going to help us really round out our holdout capabilities as we're getting into the barroom blitz. But it's also nice to pick up on bookworms because you have to go to the hotel. There's a lot of opportunity to get trapped in the hotel. You get to the hotel, and the first door you encounter is alarmed. And then somebody gets grabbed by a sleeper. And then the next door you encounter, that's also alarmed. And somebody actually shoots an alarm door because the horde was blocking it, things like that. There's a lot of opportunity in the hotel for hordes to be triggered and for you to get trapped in a room. And so having 4 grenades at this point can be really, really, really nice to help squeeze you and your team out of a tight situation. Cold brew coffee. I love this card. It seems this card is like in almost all my decks right now. It's such a nice bit of quality of life. The swap speed helps you with switching from grenades to whatever, from your gun to your grenades, from your gun to your medkit, things like that. swapping your grenades, the reload speed, the aim speed, the use speed. We're using medkits at this point. Ideally, we're using medkits at this point to be triggering medical professional. 25% faster medkit usage. That's quite nice. Also, maybe we have a defib. 25% faster. That's quite nice. So this is a great quality of life. Helps you with literally everything just a little bit card. So cold brew coffee, super easy card to fit into just about any deck. Poultice. Now with medical professional, our medkits, experienced EMT, and poultice, we have medkits that are providing like 80-ish points of health. Essentially, right? 80-ish points of health and whatnot. And if we do end up like picking up pain pills and things like that, you can tell your teammates like, hey, like I'm running a support Hoffman, so if you have pain pills and we're not in a tight situation, let me heal you with your pain pills. Drop them on the ground for me, let me know, I'll heal them with you. Poultice just rounds out all this ability to heal with literally everything, even pain pills, right? Which is why I love Poultice. And now Offensive Scavenger. Offensive Scavenger on 10, that's the diner. I've been talking about this a lot lately. Love, love, love this card on the diner. It feels like you get a crap ton of stuff on the diner. Let me know what your experience is with Offensive Scavenger on the diner. It just seems like you easily get like a couple of extra mollies, a couple extra grenades, flashbangs, all these things that you can piggyback to your holdout spot at the final end, at the part where you're doing the diner part. Just any extra, each flashbang is literally just means that one more bruiser is not going to end your run. We have one more resource to kill one more bruiser. So the more resources you have, it means the more success your diner holdout will probably be. At this point now, we're just use speed, combat medic, screwdriver, headband magnifier, and multi-tool. Hence the clutch part. Like this deck is like, I still want to beat Act 1. Still want to beat Act 1. But also like be very obvious in what I do for the team. So support deck. We cut out a lot of potential movement speed to solo clutch. We're clutching with our team here. We're surviving with our team. And when we get to Rolling Thunder, we have all the use speed. We do it. And also too now at this point, you still have medkits, and if you're on the field cannon and you're getting swarmed, you're getting hecked up, your teammates aren't really helping you as much as you would like them to. With all of this use speed, you can insta-pop a medkit on yourself, heal for like 80 points of health, recover some trauma. It's kind of bonkers, especially if you end up dying, you get canned goods as well. You'll have a crap ton of survivability so long as you're not getting knocked off the field cannon by exploders or tall boys. So it's sort of a really fun deck. A deck that sort of points out that you don't need to put your characters into boxes and just go, oh, it's Doc, she has to be support. Oh, it's Hoffman, he has to do this, right? It's rather flexible. There's a lot of potential here. And two, we get to use this character's strength to move a card back, right? We get to skip something for longer, right? Because he compensates for it. We get the extra grenade from his ability, so we still have killing potential. We still have holdout potential, while also then being able to invest into a crap ton of healing potential as well. Sort of a neat thing. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think of this deck, and I'll see you in the future.